time to do some prospect talk. And this is a player that got a lot of buzz when you wrote about him on Daily Faceoff last week.
Yes, and that prospect is Oliver Moore. And I guess, it helps having the lead be best comparison for Oliver Moore, Max Verstappen it. And the headline comparing him to an F1 car. And, I think that's something that is, I had fun with that one. But when it comes to Oliver Moore, the guy is the fastest skater in the draft. And, talking to some scouts, like how does he compare to other fastest skaters in the last since McDavid? Because he was kind of seen as the gold standard of speed, and it was McDavid, there was Jack Hughes, and then we're talking about Oliver Moore. This guy just got so much straight line speed. He's very good on transition, and the work ethic is incredible. And I think it's worth noting that all the talk this year about USA's top line at the U.S. National Development Team this year of Gabriel Perreault, Will Smith, and Ryan Leonard, whenever they were brought up to coach Dan Hughes would go out and mention Oliver Moore like as a guy to another guy to keep an eye out. And when you look at the points, he was like I think 30 or 40 points clear of the next highest scoring guy on the team after the top scorers. That's impressive. So with him, some scouts believe he might have the best potential out of all the guys on that team, which is interesting because Smith's kind of seen as that top prospect. But there's a lot of scouts that I know that don't have Smith as their top prospect and has Moore there. I think from an offensive potential, Moore is a good player. I don't think he's going to be like going out there getting 70, 80 points. I'm thinking like 50 points is really good, but he brings a lot else to the table, whether it be his defensive play, whether it be his skill. So from real life perspective, I think he's very valuable, but he's kind of the guy that everyone expects to be very consistent every year. You can kind of, I don't know how to explain it other than from a points perspective, maybe Ray Whitney near the end, as stupid as that might sound. It's a guy that you could always just rely to get a bunch of points every year, no matter what. And I think with him, it's just, this is a guy that I think might even have more on tap potential. So he's going to go to the NCAA. I think that's going to be very good for him. Maybe to add a bit more muscle, and let's see what he could do when he's when he could take the spotlight as opposed to being like the fourth big guy on the team. And I think that could be cool. But with Moore, I think that there's a lot of potential here for him to be the best player on this U.S. development team when we're looking back at it a couple years from now. So, even though I'm not really making it sound like he's going to be super offensive, I think that just everything there will give him the opportunities to make that happen.
Cool. I'm pretty excited because I haven't gotten to see a ton of him. Obviously, you've gotten to see a ton of him, but just based on the way his speed is described, it sounds like he's going to be an exciting player to watch. I just want to see how much that plays up when you see him at the NHL level, and if the speed is going to pop as much as scouts believe it will. So very exciting.